Austrian boy finds this while sailing on the Danube. Covering 2,850 kilometers, the Danube River is the second largest in Europe. It crosses 10 countries, and its size is almost inconceivable. For all these reasons, it's a pretty unlikely place to find something that's been lost. But that didn't stop a young Austrian boy from stumbling across the most unlikely thing. The young man and his father were sailing a picturesque route that they had taken many times before when he spotted something strange floating in the water. At first, he couldn't identify the multiple rectangular shapes he was seeing, but as the pair got closer, they realized that what he was seeing was actually money. Wanting to do the right thing, the father called the police right away, and authorities were there to meet them when they got back on dry land. When they spoke with police, it became clear that what they had was more than just a few dollars. In fact, the boy and his father had retrieved nearly $100,000 from the river. But now that they'd reached land, it was up to Austrian authorities to determine what to do next. How did the money wind up in the river? Who owned it? Would the boy and his dad get to keep it? Before we reveal what happened next, make sure you subscribe to Did You Know and hit the bell icon so you never miss an upload from us. Also, take a moment to leave us a like. Austrian law has a very firm stance on the old finders keepers adage. In fact, they're very much in favor of it, to an extent. According to Austrian law, when you turn over money you found, you may be entitled to upwards of 10% of it in return. Of course, before you receive your reward, they have to prove that the money isn't directly linked to criminal activity. Fortunately for the boy and his father, the authorities were unable to link it to any criminal activity, and after they dried it a little, the small fortune amounted to $115,000, of which the father and son were awarded a pretty reasonable sum of $11,500. There'd been no reports yet of anyone stepping up to claim ownership of the money, and while it's a far cry from the full amount, $11,500 is a pretty decent payoff for a routine father-son sailing trip.